It's one of those terrible 80s slasher movies where every woman gets naked. Now, again, as a kid, I think it's great. As an adult, I'm like, well, that's pointless. It was terrible. The killer's like this big.
Exactly.
With a big wall drill. Now, I've used those big wall drills. He's actually running around with the drill. You can see the cord coming out the back, and it's cut. It is hard.
It is. And I know they try and throw every 80s cliche they can between the music and the fashion and the blood and everything.
I mean, let's not call the police. Let's not have flashlights at work. Let's not have guns.
Let's all separate.
Let's all separate.
Let's all stand against the wall.
Let's all go towards the danger.
Exactly.
Exactly. This movie is horrible on every level.
Yeah.
And if you think this movie was bad, the sequels are even worse. What do you got for number 2?
Well, number 2 is a film you and I actually had the fortune or misfortune of actually seeing, which was Dreamcatcher, which was released a few years back, and it was horrible. I like Jason Lee, and I know he was one of the stars in it along with a couple other people, but this movie just should never have been made. The scariest part was in the first 50 minutes, like we both agreed on, with the big giant alien that shows up, and just this menacing look gets closer and closer, and then all of a sudden explodes.
It's over.
And then it's over. And then there's another, what, hour and 20 minutes of nothing?
Yeah, it was definitely pointless.
Read the book. I didn't think the book was too bad.
And I thought the book halfway was good, then it kind of ran out of steam. I flat out didn't like the movie either.
Oh, no, the movie was just absolutely horrible. So
I can't agree more.
Some Stephen King stuff works. Some just
Most
doesn't.
of his older stuff works. Carrie, Salem's Lot, The Shining,
Cujo.
Christine, Cujo.
Right.
Those have a tendency to work.
Right.
The newer movies have a tendency they've been
hit or miss. They've been hit or miss. You and I both enjoyed 1408 and The Mist, but Dreamcatcher was not very good.
Right.
And again, they're hit or miss.
And countless others.
Right. Right. So what's your number 2?
My number 2 is a movie that thankfully not a whole lot of people have seen. It's a movie called Don't Go Into the Woods. Real quick backstory on this. A number of years ago, myself and 2 buddies of mine, Derek and Dave, all got together, and his wife was going out, and he wanted to have kind of like a guy's night where all we did was just watch movies.
Yeah.
We rented Animal House, and we rented this movie. This movie is so unbelievably bad. I mean, it's everything I said about Slum Party Massacre. Really, really, you could just transfer it all over to here.
Right.
Except there's a few added things. The monster is not as frightening as he is funny. The dialogue is so unbelievably stupid.
Yeah.
There are just scenes that make no sense. A girl on roller skates on a dirt road. The guy in the wheelchair going up the mountain.
Well, I've seen this too, and my favorite has to be the screeching tires on a dirt road.
Yeah, exactly.
And wasn't there a handicapped guy going up a hill too?
Yeah, there was the guy in a wheelchair going up the hill. Then when the monster takes his head off, you get like a pullback shot of it, and you can literally see the mannequin like this, and he takes his head off. It is so unbelievably bad. But I mean, it's fun. It's fun to watch.
It is, but it's just
look at what we do. Right. But there you go. Unfortunately, we can't do it. It's not in the public domain yet.
Right.
What's your number 1?
Worst film I have ever seen in my life. 3 words. Howard the Duck. So what's your number 1? I'm sorry. There's not much I can say about this. This was just another film by George Lucas, Star Wars fame. I mean, it's kind of a sci-fi film. He's kind of been proven in that. How bad can it be? And
it
boy,
could be
was
bad.
I wrong. Yeah, it was just. Go watch the movie. Write us at driveintheater1@hotmail.com, and I'm sure you'll have some similar things to say. But I can't speak much more about it. So what's your number 1 then?
My number 1 is a movie you and I both saw, and Mr. Projectionist brought to both of our attention. This is the John McBride film, Cannibal Campout. It was shot on video. It is so unbelievably mind-numbingly awful. It pales in comparison to words.
Exactly.
I mean, it's. The 3 villains aren't scary, but I mean, there's so many stupid little gaffes in the movie. Him not doing close-ups and and the 2 actors have to be this close.
Right. It looks like any moment they're going to kiss each other.
Right. They're just going to throw everything down and start making out. Wounds that open up and then magically are closed.
Exactly.
The creepy guy in the aviator mask are kind of creepy.
Or supposed
that
to be
you can
scary,
actually see the director in the
in the reflection of his visor. Right.
Him trying to do his Kurosawa looking up shot.
Right, where he's right on the ground looking up.
And the camera actually gets kicked and he leaves it in there.
Right.
I mean, it's terrible. It's absolutely horrible.
It is. I mean, they try and make a slasher or cannibal film, and it just folks, if you get a chance to watch this, it's a study in what not to do.
Right. It's one of those movies that fails on every single level: writing, directing, acting, producing, everything.
Exactly, A to Z.
And the funny thing is that he did another movie called Wood Chipper Massacre, which is nowhere near as gory, nowhere near as graphic. It's much more silly. It's much more lighthearted. It's one of those movies that you can't really like, but it's impossible to hate.
Exactly, and the only real success story to come out of this was one of the child actors in both films, went on to win an Emmy for one of the soap operas. I forget which one it was.
He won a daytime Emmy. He wrote for some soap operas.
Yeah, I just don't remember which one.
Who cares?
I know.
Okay, so there you go.
There you go.
There's our list of the 5 worst films of all time. Eventually, we'll probably get into our 5 best films of all time. We'll have much more to talk about. Absolutely. And yeah, if you agree with them, disagree with them, say, hey, why didn't you put this on there? Why didn't you put that on there? Just drop us a line at drive-in-theater@hotmail.com. And that's pretty much it. We really appreciate you joining us for Drive-In Theater. We thank you for all our support. Look for the award show coming up later this summer. And again, with another tagline, take us home, Chris.
Absolutely. It looks like everything's done, and I'm out of here. So for Scott, Mr. Projectionist, and myself, we're going to need a bigger boat. Have a good day.